Can magic prove that 0 equals 2? Is that crazy? Maybe it is, but maybe it isn't. I'm going to show you the secret 0 equals 2 formula, how it's rooted in the occult and secret societies, and by the end of this video, I'm going to show you the hidden formula that explains all of existence and proves that you are a soul and are eternal. Only the most intelligent people on Earth can understand what I'm about to show you. So, are you one of them? Let's find out. How can 0 equal 2? Doesn't that break our modern conceptions? Or perhaps have secret societies known something that modern science has yet to discover? This goes much deeper than you can possibly imagine, and by the end of this video, you'll hold the secret formula to your soul and have obtained knowledge previously only available to the Illuminati. Does that sound too good to be true? Well, I guess we'll see. We live in crazy times right now, and light is finally beginning to creep into this dark world. Before I can show you the 0 equals 2 formula, you have to know something about the wickedest man in the world, the occultist Aleister Crowley. Aleister Crowley said, when you have understood how 0 equals 2 is the unique, the simple, and the necessary solution of the riddle of the universe, there will be, in a sense, little more for you to learn about the theory of magic. Now remember, when we talk about magic, we aren't talking about pulling rabbits out of the hat or anything like that. Magic is the art and practice of changing reality according to will. If you don't know what that means, watch my video called What is Magic after this one. According to Aleister Crowley, the 0 equals 2 formula is the necessary solution to the riddle of the universe. Again, how can this be possible? How can 0 possibly equal 2? Crowley was indeed known as the wickedest man in the world and went by 2 Megatherion, or the Great Beast 666. Aleister Crowley was deeply rooted in secret societies, having joined the Order of the Golden Dawn in the late 19th century. The Golden Dawn was a hidden organization with such notable members as W.B. Yeats. Crowley progressed quickly in the Golden Dawn, but he eventually broke from the order, taking with him the desire to start his own group. Crowley founded his own religion called Thelema, which means will, and eventually joined another secret society known as the Ordo Templi Orientis, or OTO. Crowley became the outer head of the order and began converting its teachings according to his will. Crowley has had enormous influence throughout the world. Now, as powerful as Crowley was, he is nothing compared to the Illuminati. This might sound strange right now, but stay with me here because this is all leading up to unlocking the secret formula that is the answer to all existence and proves that you are an eternal being. In Crowley's writings, he reveals the 0 equals 2 formula and claims that it's the necessary answer to the universe. Let's start exploring the 0 equals 2 formula now so that we can then unlock the even deeper secret of the Illuminati and find out how it proves that you are eternal. So in order to understand 0 equals 2, let's first write this as 0 equals 1 minus 1. Now let's take a look at this equation. In abstract mathematics, 1 minus 1 will simply make this equation equal to 0 equals 0. But what if you treat the numbers ontologically? That means that the numbers aren't unreal abstractions, but rather actually exist. So to understand this better, let's rewrite this equation as 0 equals 1 plus negative 1. Now, if we treat these numbers as real, ask yourself how many numbers are on this side of the equation? Well, there are 2. You can count them. 1, 2. So in this way, by 0 equals 2, Crowley is saying that you can think of 0 as being equal to the combination of 2 opposites. So 2 opposites, 1 and negative 1, equal 0. But what does this have to do with existence? Well, existence must be equal to 0. This is because 0 is mathematically equivalent to nothingness. Existence must perfectly balance to 0. This is the only way for existence to be possible. Crowley said, "You should, however, remember most constantly that the equation of the universe, however complex it may seem, inevitably reels out to 0. Crowley is using 0 equals 2 as a metaphor. He's saying that reality is composed of opposite forces, light and dark, up and down, hot and cold, this and that ultimately they balance to 0. So does 0 actually equal 2? No, don't worry. Crowley didn't break math. 0 does not equal 2. This was all a metaphor. He didn't know the true equation of the universe, but the Illuminati does. And I'm going to show you right now how it solves the riddle of existence and proves that you are eternal. The Pythagorean Illuminati are the most powerful society in the world. They have nothing to do with the Illuminati that you've heard about from conspiracy theorists. They are not the rich 1%, and they are not reptilian lizards. You can find videos about them on my channel, but suffice to know that they have unlocked the mathematical secrets of existence and know the equation of the universe and your soul. Crowley's equation is child's play, a mere metaphor. This is the one true equation for existence. This is known as Euler's formula. In Hyperianism, we call this the source formula because it's the source of all existence and your immortal soul. The Pythagorean Illuminati call it the God equation. It's e to the ix equals cosine x plus I sine x. I'll explain exactly how this answers the question to existence, all reality, the universe, and your soul. You see, this equation describes a point traveling around a circle eternally, generating 2 sinusoidal waveforms. Now, what is the total result across one full cycle? The answer is 0. That means that this equation describes a circle that generates waves whose net result is equal to 0 because they contain balanced positive and negative values. Because they are equal to 0, this means we can have a vast multiplicity of these waves. Why? Well, because logically, if one 0 is possible, that means many zeros are possible. 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0, etc. is still 0. But what are these mathematical zero-dimensional waves exactly? They are thought, pure frequency. And what is a full set of these frequencies or thoughts? A mind. You see, all that exists are eternal minds and their frequency components, described by the source formula. We call these eternal minds monads, but you could also call them a soul. They exist because they are mathematically equivalent to 0. The Pythagorean Illuminati said, "The highest truth of all, understood by only a tiny number of people, is that mathematics itself is the source of life. Mathematics is alive. We are living beings precisely because our soul is one of the dimensionless mathematical monads that comprise existence. We are all immortal and indestructible. We have infinite energy that can never run down. We all have the capacity to become mathematically perfect, to become gods." Stay with me here, because this is all going to make sense in just a minute. All that exists are eternal minds, souls, and their frequency components, thoughts. But what about physical reality? Physical reality is the result of an ontological Fourier transform. What this means is that you can transform frequency information, thought, into a space-time representation. Mind can be transformed into so-called matter by a mathematical operation. Does that sound strange? Well, you do it every night when you go to sleep and dream. Your thoughts are transformed into the physical representation of your dream world. The objective world all around you is exactly the same, except it's the combination of the frequencies of all the minds in existence, instead of just your own, like in a personal dream. Since the objective world is the combination of frequencies of all the minds in existence, it obeys stable rules. This is not a physical reality. The discoveries of quantum mechanics shows that all of reality is based on waves. The source formula generates sinusoidal waves, and through a Fourier transform, we can use those waves to generate any wave at all, no matter how complicated, even if it were to be as complicated as the universe itself. Do you see what this means? It means we can generate the entire universe from nothing but these waves, from nothing but thought. The source formula is the one equation that is the true answer to all existence. Physicist Michio Kaku said, "Math is discovered. To be invented requires an inventor, but math exists outside of humanity. But ultimately, the laws of the universe will be reduced down to a single equation, perhaps no more than 1 inch long, but leaves the final question, where did that 1 inch equation come from?" The source formula is that single 1 inch equation. But where did it come from? That's easily answered by remembering that its total result across a full cycle is 0. Think about it this way. The only thing that can possibly exist is nothingness. And nothingness is logically equivalent to 0. When you have nothingness, it means you have 0. And 0 automatically contains the source formula, which is everything we need to generate all reality. Nothingness must exist. And because it must exist, that means 0 must exist, which means the source formula must exist. And this is the answer to existence. We don't exist in the way that you think we do. We exist in a mathematically structured void. You, as an eternal mind, a monad, a soul, are also equal to 0. And this means you are eternal. 0 as nothingness can never be created or destroyed. Your body is simply an avatar, and it, as a space-time representation, can fall apart, but you, as a mind, are eternal. The Pythagorean Illuminati said, "Above all, you must understand that 0 is real. It's a real thing that's really out there. In fact, there are infinite numbers of zeros, and they are all alive. They are eternal mathematical life forces seeking to convert all of their potential into actualization. They are souls. They are not weird, unfathomable, indefinable things. They are zeros with infinite energy capacity. They are the key to mathematics. They are the arche, the ultimate substance of existence. Objectively, they are just mathematical points. Subjectively, they are the most miraculous things of all. Immortal souls. Mathematically, your soul is the most certain thing about you, not the least." Do you see the power of the source formula? Crowley's 0 equals 2 formula is an interesting metaphor, but it pales in comparison and represents a childlike understanding of existence. 0 doesn't equal 2. 0 equals everything. The source formula is the one true 0 equation of existence that literally explains all of reality. Did this pique your interest? There are many videos on my channel exploring this in depth, and this is just a tiny fraction of what we are about. We are equipped with the secrets of the universe and are here to transform humanity and the world. We are the future, the next evolutionary step. Join our War of the Mind by subscribing right now, and a big shout out to all my supporters on Patreon. Consider supporting on Patreon to help us move forward, and you'll get access to our secret live streams. My name is Morg, and I am Hyperion. Ad Astra, to the stars.